Welcome to the Scheuneman Show, episode 23. And we're going to be getting interviewed by Dario. It's a reoccurring guest that we got on here, this big motherfucker Jones. But he just found out he could say whatever he wants to say, and he's just really using it to his full advantage. So what's good, buddy?
Yeah, what's good?
How about you take a couple little things from that notebook, and you can ask us what they mean and ask about it. But make sure you speak into the tip of the mic.
Is that it?
So far.
Is that it, bro? Do you see the crazy shit that's in there already? I mean, we were only on our 23rd episode, and I just recently started using that notebook as like a little basis of talking points and shit. But I can just start talking if you don't want to ask. What's your favorite one in there?
I gotta know who Chad is.
All right.
You would.
So I mean, we did drop the name. Maybe we'll bleep it. But anyway,
we gotta.
Chad is this guy.
Oh, shit. I wasn't pushing it.
No, it's good. It's good. Whatever. Who cares? Yeah. He's sexually harassed multiple people at McDonald's while I worked there, so he should be incriminated for all I care. But this guy, not only did he date an FBI agent, like according to him, he would like threaten that he would track us and find out where we live because his boyfriend was in the FBI. But also one time he had to get all these drugs out of his apartment and he had to push it off onto somebody, and so he was like telling me like, "Hey, do you want to just take these drugs for free?" And I was like, "Sure thing. I like drugs." And then he was like, "All right, here you go." And the next day he comes to work, gives me a little baggie, and I'm like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, meth." I was like, "What the fuck, dude? I don't want meth." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to get you Molly, but I just had meth left." So I was like, "Fuck." But yeah, the reason I wrote him down is because him and a couple other managers used to just do the most wicked shit to us when we were working. Like, he would walk up to like a 14-year-old with a creamer packet and then bust it in their face, get cream all over their face, and he would be like, and be like, "I just busted in your face." And it's like kids, and he's gay, so it's not like he's just making a joke. Like, he's like practically hitting on these little kids and like saying weird shit. And it would like make us all uncomfortable, and we'd have to run away from him because he'd try and touch us. And it was an unhealthy work environment that we were experiencing there at the McDonald's.
So yeah, that's
I
Chad.
didn't even know you had a job.
Yeah, I've had many jobs, bud. I've worked at McDonald's. My first job. I merchandised bread for multiple different companies. I used to manage a warehouse. Fucking God only knows what that warehouse was like. I was at the reins of it.
What time you went in late as fuck at the warehouse, didn't you?
It was a job it was like a night shift job, so I would have to be there at like midnight, and then I would stay until 7 in the morning usually.
Yeah.
But it was so chill. I would just be sitting at my own desk. I would check in these trucks full of product. I'd like pretty much just make sure nothing got stolen or accidentally walked away with, and it's pretty much all I had to do was take inventory and chill. And I would watch YouTube all day. And speaking of YouTube, bro, I went down a rabbit hole, like so weird the other day. I woke up and I'll scroll through weird YouTube videos first thing in the morning, and I saw this top 10 video of scariest footage caught in the woods, scariest footage caught on dash cams, scariest footage caught on all types of shit.
Yeah, I think
there was this one. It was like scariest footage caught in the woods. And this guy was recording himself walking through this big woods in the middle of nowhere. And he found this like campsite that was abandoned. And he started walking towards it. And then as he walked closer to it, he saw all these signs that were taped to all these trees, like 25 of them. Jeez. And they were all missing posters.
Oh, that would be
multiple different people from different states and different times.
Would you go through it still if you saw that shit?
I was thinking about that. I was like, bro, I'd probably leave because that's like somebody's murder house. Like, why is they were all like set up on the trees and shit.
Yeah, man, nigga.
Dario would probably start throwing them.
I've seen that campsite, I'm leaving.
Yeah, dude, fucking campsite. And apparently he like reported it to the cops, and they were like, yeah, we looked into it, and the guy said it was just his Halloween decorations.
Bro, what?
Oh yeah, your Halloween decorations in the middle of the woods.
Might as well just take a real body and just lay it out and
Yeah.
just call it a decoration.
Bro, speaking of Halloween, what's the weirdest shit you guys have seen people do for like Halloween decorations?
Weird shit.
For example, there was this one house I went to as a kid where the guy would like stand in his living room and they had a big window where you could see into his living room, and it was like dark but with strobe lights going, so it was just his silhouette, and he had like a knife in his hand, and he would just stand there, and then as he would walk up to get the candy, he would like either slam on the glass and start screaming, or he would literally like chase us kids off the property as a joke. Like, bro,
Me before.
that's a red flag.
I had
If
something
you're
like
4
that.
years old and scaring kids like
Dude did
that
with
bad.
me with a chainsaw.
Yeah, I had that happen in a garage with the strobes and like two guys with a chainsaw just chasing you through and
Oh
shit.
no, dude. Is that the weirdest stuff? You got
that's
chased
probably
by
like-
a chainsaw?
I mean,
It wasn't a real chainsaw, was
Yeah,
it?
it was real.
Yeah, but they took
Jesus
they take the
Christ.
blades off of them. I think.
The guy slips and then it's just all over.
That shit- like, I don't know. I've seen like creepy ass fucking decorations like that look real. I would say, but like I would hope they ain't
I've seen
real.
like
I
the
mean,
fake bodies hanging from trees
Yeah.
and shit.
I really.
It used to be my favorite holiday. But
It was-
now it's just like,
It was pretty lit. I've always hated Thanksgiving.
I swear.
Yeah, dude, I mean, me personally don't like any of the food.
I hate Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, and it's like
Oh,
what is
bro, I
it?
grew
What's
up-
that like gelatin, dark red, purplish
Oh,
shit?
beets,
Not beets,
No, it's
maybe
like-
raspberry,
it's like
fucking
jelly type shit.
I forgot what it's called.
You know what I'm talking
It's
about?
gross.
Yeah, dude, fuck all that. I would just be sitting there with a
like
roll and some
cranberry.
turkey.
Yeah,
Yes, dude, fuck Thanksgiving. I don't give a fuck about no pilgrims.
I like Easter. Y'all like Easter candy? And
No.
Yeah, Easter was all fun and games until it stopped coming around.
I feel
No.
like Easter was just like the holiday you were forced to celebrate.
Yeah,
And it was hella religious.
and then like it like it's one of those holidays that dies off once you're older. Like you don't hunt eggs when
It's
you're
like Christmas is. I don't really care for Christmas.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
that's how
sorry.
every
I'm a
holiday.
big fan of Christmas, dude. It's probably I've always been pretty hooked up for Christmas, and just the feeling of waking up in the morning and like running down to the tree like a little queer and fucking just ripping shit open. What? I trigger you guys? But dude,
No, I love it, but it's not like how it was when I was a kid, for sure.
I don't want to hear it, bro. I gotta stay positive about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I hope it's. I would love like I love still doing it, but like
Yeah, it would be fun to do it with your like friends or whatever.
yeah,
a friend Christmas.
I had
say.
I had
that'd be
Friendsgiving one time, but
I've never had a
Did
friend
that
holiday.
before. That was actually fun. That was probably better than eating with my family.
yeah, doing other shit and getting fucked up
Yeah,
with
you
me.
can actually like get drunk.
Yeah,
Have you guys ever brought like a friend to a holiday?
yeah.
Like, one time I saw one of my
I brought
friends.
you.
It was maybe, but there was this one time we were going for, I think it might have been Christmas or Thanksgiving, one of those, and we were leaving to my grandma's house really early in the morning. It was pretty cold outside, and on the way there, I saw one of my friends just walking alone down the street, and like we stopped to say hi, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not really doing much today," and my dad was like, "Get in the car."
That's shitty, but yeah,
But-
that's cool. Your dad did that shit.
Yeah, I told him not to, but it's whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, the craziest shit happened to me the other day. I was like going out to get a drink with my friend, and it was like in Easton, I think. We went to Penn's, which is like a new place that I just found out about, and that place is kind of nice. They don't have food there, which makes no
Are you
sense.
talking about the time we went?
No, this just happened, and you probably would have cried if this would have happened to you. But so anyway, we're going to Penn's, and we parked the car in this parking garage, and we're getting out the car, and we pass this empty parking spot, and we see a bird like sitting on the floor or whatever, and it looked like it was like just sitting up, but it had its head like tucked into itself, which I guess is what they do when they sleep. Like they tuck their head into their bodies, and you can't really even see that they have a head.
Yeah.
And so we were passing it, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with that bird? Like, what? It's missing the head." And my friend was like, "Nah, he's just sleeping. That's what they do." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, see if you can go pick it up. And I was like, I don't want to disturb its sleep. And he was like, nah, let's go check it out or something. And we start walking up to it, getting close. It doesn't move at all. We're like, wow, this is crazy.
Fuck.
And then my friend's like, I'm not going to pick it up because that's fucked up, but I'm going to pet it. And he starts like petting it lightly. And it doesn't move at all. And I'm like, what the fuck? This dude's slumped. The homie's off the bars or something. And so he pets it, and then on like the third pet, it fell over on its side and started like flapping around, and it like couldn't move or get up. It was fully awake at this point, but we realized like this dude's like dying.
Yeah, he was
So
just giving up basically.
Yeah, he was just sleeping his life away until he died. Because something was wrong with it, or was hurt, or sick.
I didn't even gonna lie to you.
It was like flapping around in circles on the ground, and we're like,
that's so fucked.
I told him, I was like, dude,
you disturbed it, bro.
He did. I was just looking at it, but I told him, I was like, it sounds fucked up, but I really feel like if he's dying and he can't move,
just killed him.
That's what I said. I was like, we should just run him over, honestly. And then, which sounds fucked up, but it's like, dude, he's gonna suffer. Like, it's either we kill him, or we like take him in and try and like save him. Like,
what if you're sitting there just waiting for shit to heal up? You know.
I mean, dude, I don't think he's gonna heal past the.
Bird was it?
It was like a little dirty pigeon type of bird. It was like a small. I mean, we ended up doing that, but I was like, I really feel like we should run it over. And he was like, I don't want no bird guts on my fucking car.
That same thing happened to me though.
Stepped on it.
I remember one time I was like at my apartment.
In more pain, but go on.
You're wild. I was at my apartment one time, and like the birds, they would put nests on the roof, and I lived 3 stories up in the air, and so when they were like little babies, I guess like, well, this one like fell out of the fucking nest or something and like hurt itself super dangerous.
Bird. It was
dropped out. It was on the fucking. It was in the parking lot. And, like, doing the same thing, like, tucking its head. And, like, I, like, tried to fuck with it a little bit. And it was, like...
Tried to fuck the bird? No, I could go.
A little literally, but no. No, I tried to, like, poke it and shit. You know, like, give it a little pet, see if it was cool. And it started doing some weird shit, too.
Penis?
It wasn't, like, flopping around, but it, like, you could tell it was, like, fucked up.
It was donezo. I was joking around. I was like, this bird must have pecked at some fentanyl or something because it's not doing good. But anyway,
I got it a little box and let it sit in there for a little bit and ended up passing away. So.
Well, you should have given him some milk or something. Let it suckle on your teat.
I should have, but...
Anyway,
you know what bird I love harassing?
What's your favorite bird to harass?
Yeah.
Fucking geese.
Oh, dude. Geese are wicked, bro.
Oh, my God. When I was a little kid, I used to literally throw rocks at them.
Oh, my God.
So they all started chasing me. It was
they hiss.
You ever been plucked? Like, almost being, like, hit?
It was so funny to me.
Dude, I mean, yeah, I feel that.
To steal their babies.
Bro, there was this one when I was at the pop-up in Polaris, we would park at this like secret little entrance, and there was like this nest that the geese had set up because they were like letting their eggs hatch.
Had like 4 or 5 eggs.
Yeah, there was all these eggs. I would joke around about like, oh, we should cook them up or something, and then I started.
Bro, I wonder how geese eggs taste.
Nasty, bro. It probably tastes like fucking gasoline or something. I can't imagine those dirty little
big,
things.
I ain't even gonna lie.
But anyway, so I would like always walk past it, and I started getting used to seeing them. And like every now and then, I would like walk up, and I Googled like stuff about geese, and I apparently you can like piss them off by like moving your head like this, because that's like how other geese say like let's square up or something. So I'd like walk up to them and be like, fucking bob my head at it, and then it would hiss at me and like start like walking around like, motherfucker, this is my place.
They're so like,
bro, even
they don't even look that big, but when they like show their wings,
yeah, they can they start flexing.
I remember it was bobbing too back. I remember that because you kept doing that and they kept doing it back and shit. It was weird.
And then one day towards the end, they were just gone.
Like
I think
the eggs and everything.
Is that like a duck?
What? Yeah, dude, it's a like weird fucking combination of something.
It has like teeth, doesn't it?
I don't, dude. Oh, you just made me think.
That's a good question.
Fuck, what animal was it? I just saw. Oh, a rhino, bro. Or no, a hippopotamus. The hippopotamus teeth are so fucked up, dude. They're like, they come out at like an angle and like fucking like point outwards, and they got like big ass, they look like big sharp molars, and they're like crooked as fuck.
Those are like fast as fuck on land.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure hippos are like surprisingly the most dangerous animal in Africa.
Literally.
Like,
Fuck.
you'd be more scared seeing a hippo than you are like a lion.
What about elephant?
They're super aggressive.
Elephants aren't like, I don't know.
They're not, but like if you fuck with them bitches.
Well, elephants are one of the only animals that have emotion, like human emotion.
Oh, yeah,
They get like happy and
They can,
sad, they
like-
cry.
Elephants can like read you though, so they can like, I don't know.
They like,
They like know if you're a good person or not.
Would y'all
Looking at
would
you.
y'all own like a fucking tiger or a lion or?
Yeah.
I feel like that's just asking for a bad
want
way
a
to wake
pet.
up one day.
A pet eagle.
I want a lynx or whatever.
Dude, since we're on the topic, like I swear, are bald eagles in Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
because
barely like.
I
you rarely
swear to God, I saw a bald eagle that got run over on the road the other day because it was a
Are you
big
sure it wasn't a
bird,
hawk?
They're not that.
white head.
They're not that common in Ohio. Though.
Yeah, I assume so because I've never seen one in Ohio. And so I passed it, and it was a big bird and like dark brown feathers for the body and a white head. It looked like an eagle, and I was like, "Shit,
I want a harpy eagle.
that's a representation of America."
Heartbeat
You
eagle.
ever seen a harpy eagle?
Nah.
What is that?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
It's like a big ass hawk, basically.
Oh shit!
like big
Having
as
a
fuck.
big ass bird would be. Wait, is that the one where it's like they have those gloves and shit?
Gloves.
Yeah. What's that one where
Every
they?
big bird, you have to wear a glove.
I
to
know.
hold it.
Why do they put those
No, it's
glasses
like-
or?
I don't know. It has like really long ass legs.
Oh God, dude, the kind
I don't know. It looks like a demon,
like a fucking small ostrich.
basically, but it can like actually.
Imagine an
fly.
ostrich chasing your ass down.
Those videos are so funny when you see an ostrich just catching up to a car and like looking them dead in the eye once
Just
they're
stops
running
and
up
gives you
against
that
the car.
look.
I'd fight an ostrich.
Dude,
And you see its neck just dodging your shit.
do you think they got hands?
Probably.
I mean, kangaroos are the animal
Bro,
that's
you
got the
get-
best hands.
Yeah,
They'll
bro,
Bro,
square
y'all ever
up.
seen a
Dude, they'll
giraffe?
start swinging.
You ever seen a giraffe? How it
You get kicked
fights?
by a kangaroo.
No.
if you're, like,
It uses its
break
fucking
your.
neck. It's like wow.
Yeah, if you get kicked by a giraffe, you literally would die instantly.
I mean, that's funny. That's the funny thing is humans cannot take a kick from most animals.
Yeah.
A horse, you're
Yeah,
gonna be
horse?
stupid.
Yo, I've seen a dog get kicked by a fucking horse.
Oh my
Like,
God.
We're at the top of the food chain, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, we're barely there. Like they say that
We didn't have weapons, and we just relied on like.
If
sitting
we
on
didn't,
our
if we weren't
bodies.
as smart
Yeah.
as we were,
like our teeth aren't dangerous worth a damn. Like we
I'm
don't have
dangerous.
brute force.
I
Like
do.
I mean, yeah, that's a different. You're a different type of animal.
Yeah.
Survive in a safari.
But you stomp a giraffe out. Like you just fucking.
pick it up
you'd
by
be
its
like,
neck.
who do you think you are? Get over here.
Start riding that bitch.
You swing. You pick a giraffe up and swing it at another
I want to
giraffe.
ride a like.
That'd be sweet.
What could you say to a nigga on a giraffe?
You can't, bro. He's just like, oh damn, like
That's
that's
a
a nice
Lambo
whip.
version of a horse.
Just say nice whip. That's,
Yeah, nice.
Pull up to McDonald's on a giraffe.
they'd be like, you need to get some 4Giatos.
Oh,
on
I
that
saw this
bitch.
video of this girl. She lived in like the safari, but her house like it was built up high, so she could have giraffes come up to her fucking balcony and fucking
Throw a carrot at him.
yeah, like
Dude, what's the worst roadkill you've ever seen? Like the worst. Like I'll give you an example. I was driving home from Kentucky, and I swear to God, I saw. It was like a 4 or 5 lane highway, like a decent sized highway, with a bunch of lanes, and I saw like a deer head on the far right lane, and there was blood splatter all across all of the lanes. There was like a leg in my lane, another leg in another lane. Like,
holy.
it was just
Oh, I
demolished.
saw
You
that.
got hit by like a semi or something.
Something like that happened when I was at work. This deer like just ran full speed into the highway and just got destroyed.
Really, you
is
seen
stupid.
that shit?
They're
That shit
kind of
be
dumb.
Wild to
It
see.
just like got destroyed, bro.
You ever look at a deer and just think about what their IQ must be? Like,
0.
they don't look smart. They're like, boo.
Yeah.
Where do I go? And like you shine, like if they're in the road and you spook them enough, they just stay there. They're like,
Yeah, I know.
And they're like,
Yeah.
They think your car's like a T-Rex or something. Like if I stand still, I'll be Gucci.
Lights are getting brighter.
What's going on? But
if we didn't kill deer, they literally would take over the planet. Though.
it's the same thing with bugs. Like if like they say there's like 10 times as many bugs as there are humans, and if like, can you imagine if they were human sized? Like,
Oh,
this
dude,
would
that'd
be
be a
their
scary
planet.
ass planet.
Like animals and bugs used to be like just tallest buildings.
It kind of amazes me how we have like small ass insects, like, and then we were like.
How do you see a mosquito as big as a car, bro?
Yeah.
Oh my God, mosquitoes are the worst insect too, because I swear to God they don't have any purpose other than spreading disease and making you itchy. They're also disgusting. Like if you think about it, it's like a junkie bug. Like they're sticking their used needles into you, and they've been in so many other people, and then you swat them, like you burst them open, and other people's blood are on you.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like mosquito is the most annoying sounding bug.
oh yeah, dude, it's the worst.
What about fly though?
I don't know.
At least flies don't bite you.
I know, but they're like.
Touched by flies, like it just.
Is it true they shit on everything they land on?
I kind of don't like gnats more than flies. Like, because gnats swarm.
Annoying.
Yeah, and then you'll, like, not even notice, but you walk into their whole like,
crowd of them, bro.
Yeah,
circling around your face. I'd be thinking, like, I can't take a deep breath or else I'm going to swallow a bunch of gnats.
Literally.
And just throw up instantly.
Ew.
Oh,
Protein.
Jesus. Dude, I always like to think about if, like, bugs were the size of like cars or anything. Like it would just be so spooky. It's practically like dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'd be
Like
a scary
dinosaurs
ass
are
world.
like big bugs.
Have y'all ever ate a worm?
Yeah, I mean, haven't we all when we were in elementary school?
I tried, but I couldn't
Have you
swallow
ever
it.
done acid?
Acid. I've got some crazy acid stories.
I've
I might have to. You know what? Fuck it. I've said this one before, but I'm gonna retell it because I'm getting better at this, and also was in an earlier
I love
episode.
that shit. I've taken
Bro, this was insane. Dario, listen. So, I have two crazy acid stories. I'm gonna tell the more legal one. So, this one time, I was at my girlfriend's house at the time, and it was me and her hanging out in her basement. We were waiting for friends to come over, and we just dropped acid. And while we were waiting, the parents were going to bed so that we can invite friends over, and they had like just went up to bed and we're watching TV, and then as the friends get there, we're starting to trip a little bit, just lightly. Have you ever done acid?
Fuck yes.
Okay, just making sure.
fucking
So
love
you know these feelings. So we were waiting, and the friends started to pull up, and she had dogs, and so the dogs started spazzing when the friends pulled up. They started barking like crazy, and then we kind of got nervous because the parents were going to come downstairs and yell at us and shit, which they did, but we ended up getting through it, so whatever. And so that was the first bad vibe. We had gotten yelled at by the parents, and then the friends get down there, and then my girlfriend at the time was telling me how she was like feeling just sketched out, like she had like bad vibes, so she was hoping she didn't have a bad trip or anything. And so I was like, everything's gonna be fine, we're gonna be good. And then the friends come down right after she had said that, and they're like, oh my God, it was crazy. We just barely got here because a cop was like following us like the whole way, but we had to dip out from them, but we got here, so it's all good. And I'm like looking at my girlfriend, I'm like, I'm so sorry, like everything is still okay. And so we're like, all right, let's just watch some trippy shit. And they started doing mushrooms. We were on acid, and then
I do not like shrooms, bro.
Shrooms and I don't like acid anymore because I've had a couple bad experiences and it makes me feel stupider than I already am. And so mushrooms make me feel like I have a little more control, and it's less likely to have a bad trip on mushrooms than you are on acid.
I've never had a bad trip.
I feel like
I'm going to tell you a story that's going to fuck with you, bro, because this is the worst trip I've ever encountered.
The only bad trip I ever had off acid, I remember trying to do it in the daytime for the first time, and the only fucking time I've ever done it. I was with a group of people like I was with some close
I only
people,
take acid with certain people.
and then I was
you
with
gotta
some.
be comfortable with it.
Well, it was like the close people's friends plug. So it was like people I'm okay with, and so we start tripping everything and we start drinking also, and we're like, dude, we need a bottle. And so we go out, and this is what really like it started feeling uncomfortable being in a house full of like 6 people, but and also
It's
it
too
being
many people.
daytime.
I can only have
But,
like
like,
4.
I felt better once I got out because I started seeing a whole different scenery and shit. So my mind started getting away from the bad stuff. Then we start walking up because
The demons.
it was like a straight up hill to the gas station, and we start walking up there, dude. And fucking this guy is holding a girl, like a little girl, and walking, dude. And he was covered in tattoos. It looked like jail tattoos, and like he was coming down, and she was just crying, like begging to go home. Like she was like, "I want to see my mommy" and shit. And that just ticked me right there, bro. Like I started spazzing. Like, is this girl gonna make it home okay? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Getting
Like,
real
Bro, you
empathetic on the
cannot, like-
hallucinogens.
You take acid, you like
That's-
cannot go anywhere. You
yeah,
have to be in
bro.
the
I
house.
was I started spazzing, bro.
Pretty much, you thought she was getting napped, right?
Yeah, I was like, bro, like, what's going
All
on?
right, so let me finish this real quick. So
Yeah, my bad. I mean,
no, you're good. So yeah, we're watching the show. We had just gotten chilled out from the fact that got followed by cops, and as we're watching the show, I start feeling like kind of sick to my stomach, like kind of nauseous and shit. And since I was starting the trip, I couldn't tell myself that I wasn't about to die. I was like, oh shit, what if I just die? What if this is what it feels like to die? And I was just like not feeling good, and I was thinking like if this keeps going and I feel sick this whole trip, it's going to be terrible.
yeah.
And so I'm just focused on trying to feel better, and I'm kind of like just closing my eyes for a second. And then a little bit time passes, and I start to feel a little better. And then we're watching Yosemite, the Yosemite music video. You know what song I'm talking about? With Travis Scott and Gunna off Astroworld. And the music video, they're like it's super trippy, and they're in a private jet, and they're like looking out the window, and then it like zooms down into a jungle, and then this kid's like following this beam of light. It's just trippy shit. And so as we're watching it, and I'm starting to feel a little better, my girlfriend is sitting at the end of the bed, and like I like am laying down kind of like this, and then I like get up and sit alongside her. And I look over, and her eyes and her mouth are just wide open. She's like,
Oh fuck.
and I was like, "Are you good?" And then she like looks and turns at me, and she has like tears rolling down her eyes. And I was like, "Are you okay? Is everything good?" And she's like, "It all makes sense. Everything makes sense." And then I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And she's like, "I don't even want to talk about it. You wouldn't even care. You don't care about me, do you? It just all makes sense." She starts talking about how like everything just clicked and it all makes sense, and I'm like, "No, dude, like everything's okay." And then we go to the kind of to the corner of the bed, and we're like talking, and my friends are a little like they're doing their own thing, and she's like, "You don't understand. I understand everything now. Juice World is God." Like she said it like so seriously. She's like, "Juice World is God," and I was like, okay, well, I'm sorry that you're like feeling like I don't even know what I said." And she's like, "You don't love me. You don't love me. You just saying all this shit, like thinking that I'm against her and thinking that she just like saw like the big bang in the fucking music video, like everything clicked." And I was like, "Dude, like everything's okay." And then she like looks at my friends, and they're laughing at the show they're watching, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you think it's funny, isn't it? It's so funny. It's so funny, isn't it?"
Bro, that was
Ha 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 ha. And I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, this is my girlfriend. So I was like, what the fuck do I do? She's just having a mental break.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to like fix it and everything, and I'm starting to freak out because she's saying creepy shit, and I'm like, listen, like, and nobody here like is against you. We're all just trying to have a good time. And she's like, "You literally don't love me. You don't care. You don't care." And then she starts like laughing, and like she's like crying at the same time. It's so weird. And I'm trying to remember because it was like a pretty traumatic fucking experience. But she's like all in her own head, and she's like watching the TV like it's reading the Bible, and she's just like
What song did you say was again?
it was Yosemite.
Juice WRLD's in that?
No, that's the other thing. Oh well, it all started while we were watching Yosemite, but then she said the Juice WRLD is God part right after we had watched the robbery music video.
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
Which is kind of a creepy music video. If you watch it and think about what was going on at the time, it's kind of creepy. And so she's like spazzing, and then another thing that had happened was like she was watching this. It was a show about like crazy mansions and like the coolest houses and how they're built and everything. And she was like telling me later that while she was watching the show, she like was being the people were talking about the house to us, but to her apparently they were explaining like everything about the world. Like it was so weird. And so I'm like just trying to calm down and
she was tripping.
Yeah, I thought she was going insane. I didn't know if it was gonna like go back to normal. But I ended up having to like pull my friend aside and go upstairs and be like, dude, like she's like bugging out right now.
Bear with me.
Like you gotta help me out. Like I don't know what to do. She's like really saying some crazy shit. And like I can't do it justice how freaky it was because you got to remember I'm tripping, she's tripping. I felt like responsible.
If someone is having a bad trip, can just ruin everyone's trip.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. It completely ruined my trip. My friends, I mean, my one friend like was helpful and he cared, but at the same time, like they were fine. They were having a good time. My friends ended up taking like 8 grams of shrooms that night because
damn,
he
dude.
just kept asking one of my other friends like, "Let me get more, let me get more, let me get more," and he would like give them to him for free and shit. But
shrooms just makes me feel like getting high off of weed for the first time again. I never like really tripped. It was like being in the movie.
I don't know how
like
people eat shrooms
feeling.
straight.
I remember one time I was at my friend's house and I had stopped doing hallucinogens for a while, and he had these shrooms, and he was telling me I should try them. And I'm like, I'm not trying to trip tonight. I got stuff I got to do. And he's like, all right, you don't have to, like, trip with me, but just, like, try them. Have a tiny little stem. And I was like, oh, I mean, that'll be fine. I've taken 3 grams of shrooms and barely felt it. So I took this tiny little stem, put it on a sandwich, and ate it, thinking that I wouldn't feel anything. And so I'm like chilling there for a little bit afterwards, and then like 20 minutes later I start getting ready to go, and I go in the bathroom and it hits me. I'm like, oh, I am tripping balls right now. Like I'm fully tripping. And so I like walk out of the bathroom. I'm like, all right, dude, looks like I'm changing my plan for the night. Like we got to hang out or something because I'm tripping somehow. Because I had never tripped off of shrooms like really at all. But this time I took this tiny little bite and it fucked me up. And so I just ended up like tripping balls. I had to call my brother to pick me up and get a ride home, leave my car at his house.
Damn.
But I mean, it was fun. That was like the first time I really felt shrooms, and I like shrooms better than acid because acid is just it's too strong for me, I think.
Dude, I did that with dabs one time. Me and my homie, well, you know, Ralph. Me and Ralph went out and we were drinking at first, and his homie had like a whole bunch of dabs. He always does dabs, but dude, he had some like top line shit I've never had before, bro. I literally took like not a fat ass dab, but like a decent dab, bro. And I don't know, but like you ever been so high to where your body is like almost shutting, like you want to pass out kind of deal, like you just keep
especially
nodding.
Weed, you're just like,
oh dude, it was wild. Bro. I was like,
took 10 edibles.
Oh
I
god,
thought I was about to die.
oh bro.
There was one time I was smoking a bunch of weed and doing dabs, and then my friend gave me an edible, and like after I ate the edible, like they were looking at me just saying like, dude, you're gonna be so high. And they kept saying that, and I started like getting really high, and I was realizing like, dude, I am gonna be super high. I don't know if I can handle that. And so I was like, this edible hasn't hit yet. I just ate it. So I went to like go throw it up. I was like, no, I tap out on the edible. Let me just have this weed and dabs. And so I literally went and threw up the edible just so I could get away from the high it would give me. But
Edibles are powerful.
they say that it's closely related to a hallucinogen high more than it is a weed high, because it's just a different kind of chemical, the way it's broken down in your body.
And it's plus it's heated up and everything too by being cooked and all that shit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like heat it up like
THC, it activates. The THC,
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Well, we actually are in. We've never done one this short before, but we have to go see Nope at 9:30, and it's 9:00. So, does anybody have any parting words? Because we've just done an episode.
You want to talk about A2K real quick?
No, there's nothing more to say about that. We'll fill you guys in. We might do a second episode for this week because this is 35 minutes. But
yeah,
I had a good time talking about fucking animals and geese and acid and shit.
Yeah, I had a good time too.
You want to promote anything?
Dario!
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, for sure.
You did good this time.
No, he got me on it because he asked me. He's like, "You guys having any guests or something like that?" And he just made me think. Like, damn, we have been doing a lot. I mean, I understand.
We're trying to master it.
Yeah.
And then we'll do like a second season of the Scheuneman Show where we bring on guests again, and then we're way better now than we ever have been.
For sure. So. It's like natural almost now. So.
Yeah.
I still don't got nothing in my size.
we'll hook you up as soon as we possibly
about to crack you down on that.
We got a huge drop. It's 2 drops that are about to come out, and it's super fucking fire. So I'll try and hook you up with something your size. We'll do a 1 of 1 for Dario. We're gonna hook you up. But yeah. Oh my God. We love y'all.
One pair in my size, and I'll buy it.
Well, I mean, explain to the people what size shirt do you need?
A 4X, nigga.
4X. All right, what kind of jeans would you wear? What kind of joggers?
I don't wear jeans. I wear joggers, though.
I wear joggers all the time.
Are you? Oh, yeah, I'm not even going to get in that. Never mind.
We got a lot to talk about, but we have 0 time. Yeah. We're going to be late, but...
Of course.
We love you, Dario, audience, Marquise.
Love yourself.
Had a great time.
Ciao.
Fuck
Y'all going to see a black people movie?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.